For Australian Wildlife Week, I would like to focus on one particular day, October 8th, which is World Migratory Bird Day. During the COVID lockdowns, international travel was just a dream for people, but for the migratory birds that use the global flyways, life continued as it has for thousands of years. There are 37 shorebird species that regularly migrate to Australia from their subarctic breeding grounds, and these are the birds I would like to ask you to join us in protecting.
Hi, I'm Lily. I live alongside Port Hacking, New South Wales, an important place for migratory shorebirds. In the bird world, bees are the world's most endangered species group. These birds spend most of their year in the southern hemisphere. At the end of summer or early autumn, they leave to fly along a route called the East Asian Australasian Flyway. They fly non-stop, a journey that can take up to 13 days, flying both day and night, flapping their wings the whole time on a northward migration to the breeding grounds. The flyway extends from Australia and New Zealand up to the areas around the Yellow Sea, including China, the Koreas, and Japan. They arrive ever so tired at the Yellow Sea areas to rest and feed on the tidal flats for a few weeks to regain weight, before again taking to the air in search of mates and breeding grounds in the subarctic. On the way back, some species, like the eastern curlew, travel the same route in reverse, but the bar-tailed godwits fly direct across the Pacific from Alaska. This journey has been recorded as taking as much as 13 days and can cover over 13,000 kilometers, flying at around 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. These birds are the world record holders of the longest non-stop flight.
There is so much variety in size and in beak shape of these amazing birds. Some of the birds are big, including the world's largest wader, the critically endangered eastern curlew. They have long curved down beaks to probe deep in the mud to extract food. Some are small, such as this double-banded plover, a migratory bird from New Zealand that have small beaks but large eyes to chase down prey on the surface. The Australian tidal flats provide so much food that the different species feed on. There are crustaceans, such as saltwater nippers that we see this eastern curlew eating, marine worms, crabs of different types and size, snails and bivalves such as oysters, clams or pippies. The great knot and red knot have a preference for small bivalves, which they eat whole, crushing the shells in their strong gizzards to extract the meat, but would also happily eat whatever is readily available. When these birds need to leave Australia to head to the breeding grounds, they will have to more than double their normal body weight in order to give them enough fat stores to draw upon for their energy needs during the long flight. Burning muscle and fat also produces water, which keeps them hydrated. Habitat loss is the greatest threat for shorebirds, and climate change plays a big part. Greater Sydney has only a handful of habitat that meets all their requirements. While birds are here in Australia, there are a number of things we can do to help these superheroes of the bird world to stay healthy and happy in their habitat. Look for signage that will show that shorebirds use the area. Even if you are permitted to take your dog into these areas, whether that be on lead or off, consider choosing a different area to walk when shorebirds are present. The birds feed twice a day for 4 hours over the low tide cycle, but need to rest twice a day for 8 hours over the high tide cycle. If you and your dog are present, they will be focused on the dog's movement, and if you get too close, fly off, which could prevent them from putting on enough weight to survive their long flights. Keep an eye out for resting birds. Please don't chase them. How would you like someone shaking you up out of bed on a regular basis while you are trying to sleep? When beach walking, pick up rubbish, particularly discarded fishing line, which often has hooks and sinkers still attached. This could get tangled on a bird, and if it is in the sea rack that the birds feed in, could then be too heavy for birds to be able to fly off from. On an incoming tide, they could then drown. Plastics are also a very big problem as they resemble jellyfish. If eaten, this could kill them. I hope you will join us in caring for these incredible birds.